Well, let's start. Very simple. I guess there is not so much. I mean, like group leader, the word per se, it's a self-explanatory, of course. Probably you already, there are a lot of things what is going on in nowadays in Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and so on. That the difference between leader and boss. If you didn't see it, it's mostly about a leader. It's more a supporting figure for your group. So a leader support the group with which are leading, and the boss usually, I mean, that's a kind of negative statement, but usually the boss command and somehow put stress or on the group. But here, yes, we are going more to support, and a group leader for us is, or a youth leader as you are, is going to be supportive. A very basic intro is here about the Kolb Learning Circle. I don't know if you have heard about, but it's very simple, how to say, cycle, which usually we also doing in, let's say, yes, in youth project or in the project that we do in Asfar. Usually I used to the word Erasmus Plus project. Here is not anymore the case, unfortunately, for the Brexit. But let's go by step what Kolb. Mr. Kolb designed already this already putting this chart, this learning cycle already many years ago. I always forgot to put when he made this, but you can easily find it, this knowledge in the Wikipedia. So Kolb says that when there is a concrete experience, or when you're doing something or having an experience, after it has to be a reflection, an observation what you have done. If you have if you started to have this stuff, so when you do your workshop, when you do your activity, when you have with your group, or you are a person in a group, not always that you personally have to be the leader, but if you will be in the future a leader, somebody in your group and you as well, you're going to have an experience. After, it's important to divide well from that experience and start to have a reflection on observation what you have done during the experience. And then, of course, this is starting also as well to analyzing the, how to say that, the experience. You start as well to learn from that. So how to say, the evaluating. So conceptualization is called here, like in somehow to make a conclusion of what you have learned and what was good and what was not, what can be improved or not. And then again, to complete the circle, it's repeating a good experience. If you have this cycle, then you are performing, you are involved in specifically in non-formal education. So, pardon, in non-formal learning. So you are learning basically outside of like the formal learning is usually recognized by a school or institution. Non-formal learning, it's considered all the rest, but as well informal learning. So let's not go too deeply on this between the two, because otherwise it's never ending. Kolb also realized that usually for us, there are like 4 kind of learning style. And this is a very important, because when you are performing on somehow, when you are leading your group and you are going to have yes, when you're learning, you have a group of, let's say, behind you, or they are supporting your group. You need to be aware what kind of learning style has your group, and or each individual of your group has this this learning style. The best, of course, is that all your group is covered, all the 4 typology. But it's as it's also happened in our society, that is not possible to how to say that, to be represented in every section of this learning style. And sometimes there are more people who is I'll say the accommodator or assimilator or converger and diverger. Just let's go in quickly. What does it mean to be accommodator? And usually are the people who are doing and feeling. So they are learning by doing, and they have to feel what they're doing. This is very, very important for them, because the opposite is assimilator, as you can see here in the corner. The assimilator, they have no. In that case, they don't have to doing. First, they have to acquire an information. They have to watch. They have think. So they needed to assimilate the information. And in that case, that's why they're calling assimilator style. And then a bit different is watching and feeling. Sometimes people are learning, also depend on the situation, but mostly it's like they need to watch, not necessarily doing, but watching and feeling. And as well is the conversion to the other side on doing and thinking. So this is it's very in the scratch survey on this topic, because we should to talk more hours on this, and then we can develop several sessions. But maybe you can start to think about how usually I'm learning, what I'm usually doing for assimilate something, anything. I'm not talking about just in the school, but anything. Like it can be a new program, it can be any kind of things. It can even do, I don't know, something more manual or outside of your house. So maybe you can start also, it will be, yeah, that I can see that somebody as well wrote, what kind of style do you have it? And I would be more interesting if you can tell me in the chat what kind of style you are more between these four. Or if you prefer to speak, please let me know. So Pekar, if I pronounce well the name, hopefully. It's a diverger or assimilator, yes? So you prefer to be more watching and thinking. Somebody else want to share about in the chat? Or even speak up. All right. Niyat, did I pronounce well? Hopefully. Is accommodator. Exactly. Accommodator diverger, yes. As well, for example, as well, I am accommodator. I always prefer doing before and feeling the activity, anything what I usually learn. More practical, let's say this, people prefer to be more in action. Somebody else want to share? Emily is assimilator. Tai is accommodator. Did I pronounce well? Hopefully. Yes, converger. Siobhan. Okay, sorry, I'm reading your name, so I apologize if I'm not reading correctly. As well, we have another accommodator. As well, here you can see, there are even if with 10 people there is already predominance of one style comparing to the other. So I can see there are more accommodator and divergent, there are simulator, somebody is as well convergent. Is it everyone? All right, let's go on. In the meantime, you can continue. So and then as well as a group leader, there is another how to say psychologist who also write about he made this diagram with this called a Hart's ladder. So Mr. Hart's, I forgot always his name, says that there is a ladder for participation of young people. And there is also as well a similar ladder for citizenship and active citizenship, which is follow more or less the same logic. But here it's important to know that in the lowest part of the ladder, I mean, for you, it's important as a group leader, or even if you be in the future a group leader, that it's a way as well to support and to give it the right on your how to say, to lead properly your group in every condition, in any condition that you are. I'm going to explain each one. So this is the three typology which are very low. If you are on the three, even if you're a condition or you have been in this three condition, you weren't really involved in any activity. And also what Asfar I to do in every project is try not to avoid as well these three steps, as it is. So usually the young people are manipulated. So what does it mean? Or that, as I mentioned it, so basically they are really manipulated with information. So they are giving just a bit, and they took it from there to here as well. Imagine when we are talking about adults or even parents or institution or school, how they treated the students or their son and daughter, their child, or yes, who is, they are involved with the young people who are using, even sometimes the politicians, for example, they're using the young people as a decoration. So they are just there for decorating the situation in a tokenism. I don't know if some of you says that it doesn't know well this word. Token is actually the token. If you ever see a movie where they are involved in the casino, that the fish, what they are calling, the small coin which are not value outside of the casino, that's a token. And then here, where the young people are is it like use it as a not as a tool, but quite in a bad way. So they just use it for the purpose of that situation. That's the tokenism. But then if you are going to be more up, the young people, this became more interesting, the fourth and fifth step, because the young people are assigned and informed. It might happen that the young people, like in the school, they do some event, and then in that case they are informing the young people and they are assigning some specific task for that event. And then in this case, it's possible to, how to say that? Yeah, to go on. I mean, to involve in the specific the young people, but for that specific event. Or sometimes you consulted and they are informed, the young people. This is already just a bit more up level. And here from the green part, there are the more higher level. Sometimes these three depends on the situation, but if you are on the top three, you are very good. You are very well involved with your young people, your group, or in somehow also be involved in a specific event, or in a bigger project, in a bigger process. Here is adult initiate and share decision with young people. As I mentioned, yes, when the adult, they are starting to do some activity, and there they are sharing the decision with them, with the young people. The young people lead, initiate action. Regarding the, for example, we have a specific project with Asfar about youth creativity. where you can have it your own, you can propose your own project with you and the other in your group to do a social action in your community. And sometimes it happens even when the young people and adult, they are share decision making. So they are really they are being treated as an equal, young people and adult. They are sitting all around and they are sharing the decision. And in that case, they are going on together. Sometimes it's better to be on the top level, but sometimes is not always possible. If we are also thinking about sometimes the municipality, they are trying to involve the young people because maybe there is some founder, and somehow I saw many cases which are kind of escalating this ladder what Hart's designed. Going forward, in the meantime, do you have any question? If not, please write as well in the, how to say, in the chat, and Amina will also help me to read the chat. There is no, not yet. Okay, but anytime, please feeling free to write in the chat or as well to ask. Thank you very much. It's good that I explained well. Here there is another diagram which is very important as well when you are a group leader. That is very important that you have to know. Usually when you are following the learning process and you as a leader or group leader, you supporting, as we say in the beginning, your group, you need support the learning process, and also sometimes support to know that you are stepping on these stages. And as you can see, the core, usually you are in the comfort zone. When you're learning something, that is always when you are feel safe and in control, and you are there, and until you're there, you know you are totally in very comfy, and you don't you don't want to move. Let's say this. It's a bit like when you are under the blanket in your bed and it's nice and warm. But there is as well a fear zone when you started to, when there is, here it's so well explained. I mean, I write in that case, lack of self-confidence, finding excuse, be affected by other opinions. So you started to move forward, and you have a fear. In some of you or some of your group, or you sometimes you also experience, even you always pass this step. It might be that it happens that you are stepping very far and you are getting over faster, not far, but faster. And in that case, it's good, because after that, there is starting to have a learning zone. When you are dealing with the challenge and problems, you acquire new skills, competences, you start to have it as well, a new knowledge, a new attitudes come up, extend your comfort zone. And as well, here it's really like, again, the growth zone, when you find the purpose, live a dream, set new goals, conquer objective. And it's, even if it's put like a kind of big egg, let's say this, we can also put it as well this in a cycle, because when you started to be as well confident in a growth zone, you became again starting in the comfort zone. And then when you are in the comfort zone and you are confident there, you need to learn, or we need to adapt to certain situation, and again is starting the process. So as a group leader, again, you start to be very aware of that situation. And if you are even like a leader, sometimes it happens, especially to me, it happens in the beginning, that I wasn't that much confident as a leader, and I tried to make comfortable my participant or my group. And that was my first mistake, because without going out to the comfort zone, without stepping on the fear zone and then going up on the learning zone and the growing zone, there is no learning process. So you have to be challenged to learn something. So you have really to go out of the comfort zone. Otherwise, you're not really learning. Do you have any questions so far? All right. In the meantime, I want to share you this mural because now I would like to divide you in a small group. And I want to show you first how it works, mural. I hope you are not in how to say, in a mobile version, because otherwise you cannot really interact. But if you are in the group, maybe somebody has a laptop or a tablet and it can interact. If you click double time, you can see that it's appear a post-it, and then you can write something here, like yeah, I don't know, something like this. So we are going to divide you in the small group in rooms, and we would like to ask you, yeah, for let's say for 15 minutes, let's say this, to put a post-it around and tell me what are for you the top qualities as a leader. Because of this, I'm going to stop now the stop sharing, and I'm going to give you the link, visitors link, in the chat. There is here the link. They are going to ask you to put a bit your name. It's enough if you put your name. And then please go in the place here where it's written in this square, where is the green little Superman, and please let me know. Emina, do we have the rooms ready?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Do you, in the meantime, do you have any question?
Also, I will allow you all to share your screen. So if you're in the group and some of you are on a mobile phone, then the one person who is on the laptop can share the screen and everybody can see.
All right. If you don't have any question, should we write for our opinion? Of course, yes. We are looking for your opinion, to more interactive. What is your opinion? Try to not make the post-it too big, because we will put, I expect there are many, so you can put bigger and smaller, and you can even change the color. If there is no other question, so we can start to launch you in the private room.
Okay, I'm sending you now to the rooms. And we have somebody who just joined. But yeah, opening the rooms.
Super. See you later.
Maybe Bruno, just when Murad joins, you can share with him the link, because he wouldn't have it.
Is it inside?
No, I think he has some issues with audio.
Okay. Murad, are you with us? Are you here? No. He went away.
He was scared of the two of us. So I finished the presentation for the info day.
Okay, great.
And it's just where the kickoff meeting one is just the info day one. And there are like some things in the beginning, for example, hope and fears, and these things, like if you want in the beginning to ask them. But yeah. And also there is an explanation what the European Solidarity Corps is. I was thinking, like, because later we will send the link, the presentation, it can stay, but you don't have to maybe talk about it tomorrow.
Okay. Actually, yeah, we can even. I just before I mentioned this the project, the ESC Solidarity project that we have it, so they can be as well, no? Because we are still looking for that. So
it seems room 2 needs help.
okay,
Do you want to go?
I can go, yes.
Okay.
Room 2, join.
Hello, Murad, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can.
Okay, great. So
Sorry, you.
yeah, no problem. They're all in 2 breakout rooms, and they're discussing what are the qualities of a good team leader.
Okay.
So I will send you now the link. Just a second. So you can also see where they're writing. But the rest of the group, they can for sure also help you. Okay, I can't share.
Okay.
But Bruno is in the other room, so he will help you with the link. Okay. Okay, you're going to the room 1.
Recording in progress. Murad, still okay?
Yeah.
Hello again.
Welcome back. Here we are, welcome back. Waiting the last seconds that everybody's here. We are again 10 people, but 11 right now, but yes. Okay, welcome back, welcome back. I can share it again at the screen just to make sure what is the job that you have done. All right, you write everything in a big post-it, it's a bit difficult, but yes, let's go. We can zoom in and we zoom out. Please, the group that is selecting this post-it unselected. In this way, I can see better. All right. So here for you, basically, you make a big 3 post-it. Let's go first with this one. The group, yes, write that the top quality of a group leader, it has empathy, interact with the team members with high empathic manner. Then there is a strategic critical analysis and thinking, developing obvious statements about the external and internal situation. The last part, developing obvious statements, and maybe somebody, would you like to explain or like what you mean exactly?
Sir, I wrote it.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, I can talk about it. It's related with them, such as to think critically about the organization's overall structure and its weakness, also strengths and other manners. And as we know from SWOT analysis, it's generally important for companies and other organizations, also projects, look at their external and internal base, and looking their obvious and general general looking for the external and internal base, and so about their the situation means it's financial and also a general situation, maybe managerial and the board manner, and its strengths and opportunities and also weakness points.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, let's go for the next big posts. Here there are a lot of things you listed. So we have like creativity, reliable, encouraging, assertive, confidence, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, motivated, supportive, powerful, decision maker, and empathy, leadership. Okay, determined, open-minded, sociable, brave, a good team member, public speaking skills, manipulative, okay, responsible, active networking skills, kind, patient, unjudgmental, and good organizer. All right, maybe somebody want to say more, because here there is one word which is also, how to say that, make me think what you exactly mean, like manipulative. So somebody want to share, or everybody has to agree what it mean, like, or like.
Can I say something?
Please.
Actually, we wrote these feel emotions with our groups. We couldn't join the session because of our problems in our networks. If I realize the manipulative, I think that it's the leader must be manipulative, because she or he can be realize something's mind, and they can do what she or he wants.
All right.
Being patriotic one, maybe being patriotic.
Okay, I see. Okay, so usually manipulative, it's as a connotation of it is not a good connotation, and to be really like I said, a good quality as a team leader, manipulative, to manipulate somebody, it means something like what we say before in a good leader. So in somehow you are manipulating your group, so you are using them for your personal goal, and it's exactly what the opposite what for example for Asfar we are looking for, and it has to not to be in that way. So it's not really a good quality. So yeah, I would suggest not to be manipulative as possible, and to be that, for example, in my experience, and also how to say that, following the several experience of several psychologists, share all the information with your group, especially when you are in a different how to say that, in different situation. Don't hold this information, share with them, trust with them, because trust is the first things that you have to gain, you as a leader, from the group. Not that that you have to trust your group. So the other has to trust you, because they are put you in charge to lead. So they need to know you and to know that they are going in a good direction. So, and of course, each of us, they are in the, how to say that, in a good say faith, but how to say that, in so that now it doesn't come in the terms what I want to say, but you can hold it even when you are a member. You can hold this information and try to understand what is possible to do all together in your session. Somebody want to talk?
Yes.
Yes.
We would to explain this when manipulative. First of all, a leader should believe themselves, itself, but then people and your maybe their members should to know also. Manipulative means that believing.
Okay, in that case, maybe it's better to use another word. So what the lyric, like be confident and somehow, yes, I think confident is a better word to explain. Otherwise, manipulative can be different. Let's go forward because I can see that the kind of common from these two parts, from the last two posts, there are creativity and as well emotional intelligence, which is emotional intelligence. It means a lot of things. But mostly is to recognize the emotion of your team. It's very important. Be motivated and motivating the other as well. It's very things. And as well here it's coming with the critical thinking. That again, let's remember, critical thinking. We are not. It's not like to be the, which is also common understanding, to be the person that is always how to say, bust the situation and point it out sort of the bad things, or in somehow say something or make questioning always everything. But it's more like to analyze well the situation and to make the right question to come up the weak points sometimes on that. It can be an experience or it can be any kind of situation. Let's go forward on this one, that here we're writing like effective communication, confidence as well here, critical thinking, willing to listen, open new ideas, empathetic, passions, competences. Maybe is here, I think it would mean competent, right? I guess. Ability to work as team, not matter how good you are. Teamwork as always better, dynamic, flexible, adaptable to change, time management, organized willingness for constant upgrade in area of competences. Yes. Do you have any question on any comment on this? No? Well, if not, I wanted to add like some more post-it here, because this is a kind of as well as what was not so much mentioned. I mean, confident, yes, it was mentioned. Honesty and integrity. So be always honest and to have a high integrity. It's always very important to be a team because you need to be trusted by your team. The commitment and passion, so in a way that as well you are able to motivate the others and to be and also motivate yourself. That's very important. Accountability. Now I'm probably not pronounced correctly. This thing. So like that people can account on you, so you can be very good representative. Delegation and empower. So as a leader, so you might need to delegate somebody, or in somehow, yes, it's possible to divide the right task in order to all your group. Decision making capability as well, it was mentioned at this. Inspire others, confidence as well, and good communicator, we already mentioned, and everybody agree on this. These as well are other quality which are very important to do it. But this is a very interesting things, and all this quality is should to be a leader in one person. Let's say this is should to be personal. But my question is, do you think that a person which the list of what you would just mentioned, that we already you know, yeah, that you listed these qualities really exist? Does this person really exist? Or do you feel that you have all these qualities?
I think not.
Sorry, Ali, I didn't hear well. Come again?
I think not. There is no
Okay.
any force.
There is no this. Everybody agree with that? All right. So yeah, like mostly this quality, there are too much for one person, and sometimes there are even a bit counterpart from one. You cannot be one things and also the other. Exactly. So here, as Ismail mentioned, that somebody has more feature than others. Then if it's true that, you know, there are that a leader has to have this quality, then how you can still be a good group leader and then not have all this quality? Well, the question, I mean, the point is, it's that one. So as a group leader, you need to be self-aware about what are your capability, your abilities, and what your capacity, and referring well of your group, because maybe all this quality there are in your group. So you don't have to be an expert on everything. You can be an expert of something. Even like nowadays, the big, most richest man, like, I don't know, Elon Musk or John Bezos, or I don't know now, just say that, or other big rich people, they are not really expert, or I mean, they are not really, how to say that, expert in everything. Yes, let's say this. Sometimes they are just good to communicate well the things. Sometimes they are just good to choose the right person, but they are not expert in something. But in your team, you need expertise. That's usually what you're doing if you are talking about in the work field. But even when you are in the youth exchange, or even when you are in one of the Asfar project, or in the project, you might need to know. No, you need to know your group and to search the quality what you are lack, or not only what you lack, but to search the quality what has the members. And that's why you can complete each other in that way. So a functional group, it's when really is going to sustain, because to sustain each other, yes, to support, and in the specific, not be afraid as well to ask help to the others. So when you know that you cannot do something, even when your leader is saying, guys, I'm not sure, I don't know what to do in this situation. Again, as we mentioned before, don't be manipulative, but be, I'd say, share the information and say that, guys, I don't know what to do. How we can do it? Maybe nobody know how to do the things in your group, but all together you can figure out a solution. All right, then it's going to be on the next how to say that, on the next I can't speak now anymore. In the next session here, I prepared 3 study cases, and again we are going to separate you in 3 rooms, and I'm going to ask you to wait. All right. I'm going to ask you to read what are the specific objectives. Somebody create here a post-it, and I cannot move it anymore. In this way, they can read. But basically, here there are this situation, and would like to ask you if you are a group leader in that situation, what you would do it. What is the right approach? What is the solution that you propose? And so on. Please, again, write it in post-it, but don't write like everything in one post-it. You can make it like a different post-it and make a group of post-it, just a small text in one post-it. All right. Okay. So here it's. I'm going to unlock. No, I can't unlock a group. Right. No. Okay, so you still have the link. We can use it, the link. I can share it again, the link here. If I found it here on all many windows that it's open for me. I can't do it. Okay. All right. Here is that. So from now on, please go to the Emina will put you in the room. Stop sharing, and you can read the three options. So shall we read the option all together first?
Just Bruno, for how long? How long will they have in the room?
Yes, let's put like let's try 15 minutes. If you need more time, we can give you 5 extra minutes.
Okay, then I'm sending everybody to the rooms.
Super.
Good.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Still people in the hyperspace, hyperjump. Not coming back, or we just lose them. So no, they're still in the room. People are coming back. Yeah. All right. I think we are, everyone is here, right? So we are 11 people in total. Okay, thank you very much for your contribution. As I could see, actually, we couldn't see as well the third study case, but maybe we can talk a bit right now. But let's go through to the two study cases that you could go in. First, I want to know your impression. How was it? You can write it, you can say it. It was good, or I felt bad. Oh my God, there was too much big discussion.
I think it's totally very good for in this matter, because this event is generally related with this case studies, and sometimes maybe the matters and the like problems like these case studies, and our understanding and our thinking about these projects is generally, in my opinion, generally important for us beforehand.
Right. Thank you very much. Let's see. I'm sharing the screen to see as well, to read very quickly. So again, here it was like you're participating in the youth exchange in, it doesn't matter the place, in Croatia. Let's say that this situation, actually all these three situations, it happens. So that's as well, that it's really a thing. In this accommodation, you are in camp, you are camping, and the group leader spend the night, we can say that, in the tent of another participant. So here, actually, yes, I could say that some of you will say that it's not really a problem, or it's kind of, let's investigate what happens and so on. So here is, for example, we would talk to clarify the issue with the group leader, clarify the reason of it, and in the prospective participant, I will approach the matter with open mind and tolerance. So it depends on the situation. I try to realize the case and problem. After that, I try to find out the reasons, and generally thinking that it's not a problem for us, because everyone has their own issue and they want to talk about their problems for someone. So it depends on the age of the person, situation, nationality, mentality. All right. And somebody else wrote, it will be very important to discuss situation with everyone involved to find out what situation was. Organizing should be informed the rules and should be discussed again. There may be a reason and emergency that makes more appropriate. Age of people involved may be important, of young people be maybe even more vulnerable, the group leader negative or manipulative intention. One reason it may be a problem, it's kind of can blur the line between professional who is meant to be looking after the youth and the potentially inappropriate relationship. Guidelines of it should be formally set up before the camping trip. A group leader shouldn't have a different special relationship with the one person. And the last post-it clarification, the issue comes first. It can be inappropriate because the group leader is expected to approach everybody equally. But in this situation, I guess the issue needs to be deliberate and head organization because they know about rules and they can explain the person. Also, the rules should be explained to everybody before any event. Well, thanks again for your contribution. Here, actually, my things which was a bit hidden in the question or in the case is that what is the ethical perspective here? As well, in the quality, which is very important, but we say before, and the other is it's like honest integrity and especially ethical. It has to be ethical in a way that you are a group leader, and you have to how to say you are in the position in somehow more up than any other and than any other participant. In somehow you have influence with the others. So it's important that you don't abuse of this position. That's very important. And here at the beginning, we were discussing with Amina because maybe we should write that it was underage or not the other participant. But the point is different. So I mean, like here, it's not really if you spend the night with somebody who is underage or not. Of course, it how to say that it can be a matter of law in that aspect. But the point of view of ethical, it doesn't matter. Because you really need to be, how to say that, it happens in the youth exchange. If you've ever been in a youth exchange, you know that the week it's very intense and you may start to build a connection with some participant, with some other, more stronger than ever. And it might have this come out with expressing this connection in more physical way. And you, as a group leader, you need to be aware that this happened to you as well. So it's important that you recognize when you start in these things. And if you're a group leader, when you're a group leader, it's important that you don't pursue this. Or even if you see some colleagues, to remind them that this is not really ethical aspect to do it. If in the case of an underage, you see there is a law that is covered. What is above, like 18 years old, it's more like ethical aspect. And it's important that they need to know aware. So it's very important to talk with them and to talk especially with the group leader. And even if they were just talking, so it might make also the impression with the others that this is a kind of allowed, and then everything is possible. So during the youth exchange, it's better to clarify this aspect. Does anyone has an extra comment on this or opinion to share? Or do you have any question? Ali wrote me that he left. I don't know if he's still here. All right. If nobody has any comment extra, let's go to the second case. Yes. You are in Paris, you have a youth exchange. For a youth exchange again, you have a 10 participants between 18 and 19 years old. So they are quite young. The accommodation is in a hostel in the city center. It looks nice from the picture, but rooms are small, like 3x3, 3x3. And there are 6 beds. The shower and toilets are clean, but in the end of the corridor, your participation are disappointed about the accommodation and they would like to go home. How do you manage the situation? Easy. I will talk with organizer and ask them if it's possible to share accommodation because all the participants are disappointed. That's one approach what you wrote. I try to communicate with my organizer if it is possible we change our place. And as we see from agreement with Asfar, the main points is related to accommodation. It is signed before activities, one must be followed. It will be explaining clearly and clarify that. It's especially one thing that happens to me, and it was in Paris, it was in London. Yes, and the situation, how I could do it. First, you mentioned that here, talk with the organization. But I could already say that usually when a youth exchange is hosted, the organization already in advance that accommodation. And if it's really all the minimum standard quality, which is like not to be like in a single bedroom or in other, you know, like comfortable, but in somehow it's decent and clean enough. And it's still good. So you cannot really leave the place, or like you cannot, the participant, they cannot really leave on that case. So as you mentioned it, you can say up here there is, okay, my mural, it doesn't work. Say that you need a connection. But the rule with Asfar is this kind of way that you have to be aware that this might happen, and as a group leader, use the approach to highlight the positive aspect. I just realized that I went out. I speak for nothing. What was the last things that you heard me?
This is how with Asfar we have done that. You have to be aware of the
Yes.
things in advance.
Exactly. So always better as well as a group leader to know well where you're going and to know well the accommodation that the hosting organization are hosting you. And highlight the good points of that when you're a group leader, highlights the good point where you are. So you're still in the city center, you're still in Paris. Basically that it's a hostel where you are sleeping, you don't spend that much time, but all the things are clean there again in this case. So it's important that you might be present with your participant, that maybe it's not just because you are comfortable like at home, then because it's not your own bedroom or somehow. So the participant, they might be, I don't want to use the word, that word, but just to make understand what we are talking about, a bit spoiled, but it's more like a bit thinking as an adventure, and you are there to have this adventure. So it's important that you like this position. The good quality. Okay, there you are. Okay, so and then the last things that we couldn't talk, but here it's another study case. Maybe I can still let you to have the link of this mural, and you can go into looking, and I want to know your opinion. I need to share on the screen. Maybe in this way we can. All right. So here it is. In the youth exchange, there is a group of Azerbaijan or one from Armenia. I think some of you is from Azerbaijan, right? So you might know there is this kind of, there is a conflict between the states, which is always important to know, because here it's not so much important if you're from Azerbaijan or from Armenia, but you can be many other country or many other situation where there can be the state are in conflict with each other. But because the value of Erasmus Plus, because of the value of the purpose of this kind of meeting when you are leading the group, is to compare, not to compare, to discover the other culture. So you don't have the fault of your action before of what is going on, and also between the states, what is really happens. Evaluate or always somehow the person who is in front of you, not because one place, not because of their culture, but because the people who they're talking is it is a person, and it has their own value, and it's important to know that person. So how you really solve the conflict again? So here it's important to talk with them in this case, but I want to know to approach this, and so maybe for the next time you can write some post-it here. And just quickly to close up, so here there is an agreement, usually with Asfar, when you're a group leader and even when you're a participant, there are some steps here that we are going to follow. I'm not going to read all, but it's important that you are aware of it. So there are several situations, because Asfar has experience for me after many years that there can be possible dangerous situation that it might lead to conflict, and that's why we need to be clear from the beginning as well. When you are leading a group, you need to be clear in the beginning the rules, how they are, not that somebody would arise again the suspicion, said that but I came here but I didn't know that this could happen and didn't know. Like, no, it's important to prepare as well the group in advance to meet them. Maybe now in time of COVID, it's not possible to meet in person. You can have a meeting in Zoom and everything, but be aware about the needs of your group, and also that the expectation in match with the reality that you're going to have it with the group. I just want to close up because I promise you to be in time and to follow it. Here there is a link of this. It's called the parable. I don't know how to read it in English. Parable of polygons. It's parable or parable. So I never know exactly. However, so this is has a many language, as you can see. And the link is in the moral. We can I can share it as well here. So this is more about how you can be inclusive, because one of the quality that has to be as well the group leader, which kind of we didn't explicitly say until now, but it is very important, is to have an inclusive approach. So it means that when you have your group, you need to include everyone, maybe in different way, but to be included in each activity and in all the decision making with you. So this is very important. Here, it's about more how we have this approach in our society and how it works, the inclusion in general. So it's very interesting, and it's a kind of game, and it's easy also because there is something that you can really interact. I think that's all. If you don't have any question, I mean, we still have some time for some question. Please feel free to ask. Or if you have any comments about.
Thank you for organizing this event. It was very good for us, I think, and thanks again for everything that you taught us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
I also want to say thank you for all things. This meeting was very productive, also very beautiful for us. Thanks again.
Thank you for bringing us. It's very interesting for us, and it's useful. Thank you one more time.
Yes, very useful and interesting. I agree with all participants. Thanks for everything.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the comments. If you still have some questions, we are still here. or you can approach us. In any case, so as we mentioned this in the beginning, it was just really a scratch, and like I said, at the very in the surface. So we could go and deeply in each part, in each section, because there is a lot of things that we could discover and to know. But hopefully this was useful for you. All right, then if there is no more other question or more other comments, I wish you good evening. And if was a dinner to do, maybe let's have a nice dinner. And
bye,
I wish you all the
everybody.
best. Ciao. Thank you very
Goodbye.
much.
Bye. Have a good night.
Good evening.
Good night.